Welcome to Peak Radar Live. I'm Angela Seals. I don't know about you, but I love the fresh energy of a new year. And you can still get that hit of a fresh start with the Colorado Springs Chinese Cultural Institute. And here with me today is Rhonda Maehara. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Tell us about the invitation that we have right now to celebrate a new year yet still.
Well, it's the year of the ox, and it's going to be a very confident year. And so the Colorado Springs Chinese Cultural Institute is celebrating their 20th annual Chinese New Year Festival here in town, and it's free to all. Now, normally we would have everyone come down to the Civic Auditorium. We'd have this big festival, but we decided we couldn't let this year go by. So we had to find a way. So the board worked on almost a year to come up with a virtual event. So it's going to be this Saturday, February 6th at 10 a.m. is when it's going to start on our website, cscci.org.
Yes.
And everyone is invited to come to the site directly, and there will be links that you can just click and go to our page for the event.
Well, it's so incredible that it's your 20th anniversary. And I'm so thankful that cultural groups in our region, like Colorado Springs Chinese Cultural Institute, are still presenting even in the challenges of the pandemic. So thank you all for your work and also for offering it to the community the way that you're going to do. You've brought some special things to show us today, and I can't wait for people to see what this celebration is like in person, as you said, at the City Auditorium. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here from previous years?
So in years past, we've had dancers and musicians. Here you see some of the unique dances that is very dance with a little bit of acrobats in it. And so they use dancers from little children to adults. Here's another.
Their costumes are just so vivid and beautiful.
Exactly. A lot of our performers this year also, some of them were students at Fountain Valley School, and they've gone back to school at home, and they wanted still to be a part of it. So they've still videotaped themselves there and sent it to us to include in our program this year.
I love that. You know, that has been one of the neat things about the pandemic is people's ability to participate in far more broad geographic distances. Yeah. And I'm sure that there are people who have enjoyed the Chinese New Year celebration here in Colorado Springs, but moved away.
Right.
Who will be thrilled to learn that they can watch it this year at cscci.org.
And many of them, we have a cooking demonstration that we would never have done live in person like this. So we're able to do this cooking demonstration. We have a master Taoist master who's going to give us the explanation of the Chinese New Year.
Oh my gosh, such rich content. Will you tell us what we're seeing here? The music just changed. For those listening on the podcast, there's young women dancing with streamers.
With the ribbons. Yes. Very important dance, yes.
Yes. So tell us, during a normal or even during this coming Chinese New Year celebration, the kinds of performances and artistic experiences that people get to have.
Well, we're going to have a lot of martial art performances. Again, we're going to have special, unique Chinese instruments like the erhu and the guzheng, and then we'll have some dance videos as well.
Wonderful. And of course, it wouldn't be Chinese New Year without the lion dance.
Rhonda. Yes.
And you've brought us a special video of a past lion dance that has been performed. And this is, guys, this is right from this Colorado Springs City Auditorium. Tell us who the group is that's performing here.
Well, this group is a martial arts group in the past from Denver. This year, this same group is participating and going to kick off this performance. But let me explain this dance. This represents the monster of Chinese New Year that comes around to all the villages. And so he is right now dancing and doing some acrobatics there. There's a man.
Do you see everyone how they are? There's two actors inside, two performers inside.
Yeah. every lion has the head of it and the tail of it. They are actually master martial arts performers. You have to be very strong to do the lion. And so only the best get to perform the lion, and the best one gets to be the head. So they're going to make an offer to the lion to calm him down of cabbage or food. They usually give a gift that they might even hand out, and then he plays with it and he toys with the gift of food, as you can see he's doing here.
I just
Yeah.
love to see the crowd in the audience, Rhonda. I have to say, these videos from the past, one of the things that just moves me is to see the children and the families who are all up there close together and interacting.
It's a special thing, these lions.
Wow.
Now the lion's getting a little tired and he's going to go to sleep. So the children of the village are now safe to play. And it's amazing to see this many lions in a performance. Usually you might only see one or two, but we have been so gifted to have so many lions in all of our performances.
I've never been to a Chinese New Year celebration in my life that has so many. And
Yeah.
it's so neat to see the artistry of each lion, the color, the texture, the
Yes.
amazing materials, that all add so much movement.
You have to be very agile to do this, to be a lion.
What is the year of the ox that is about to begin here this month on the Chinese zodiac calendar? What is it? What does it mean? What are the meanings associated with that year?
Well, there were 12 animals that were in a race. And so the 12 are the ones that finished the race. So you don't see every animal out there in that. It's just the last 12. So the ox represents strength and confidence. And he becomes...
We all need that, don't we?
Right.
For our recovery.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So it's a good sign for this year.
Wonderful. That's great to know. Well, the Colorado Springs Chinese Cultural Institute's Chinese New Year celebration, as Rhonda said, begins this Saturday, February 6th. You can watch it online after that time at cscci.org. And Rhonda has brought with Rhonda has brought with her today another sneak peek of what their virtual programming is going to look like. So, Rhonda, tell us what we're about to see here in just a moment.
Well, food is a huge part of the Chinese culture, Asian cultures, and dumplings is typically a New Year type of food. And so we have here, Mark Wong is a part of our group, and he's a potterer here in town, very much an Asian potterer.
Mm-hmm.
And so
many people know Mark Wong. He's one of our most well-known ceramicists here in the Pikes Peak region. Yeah. So
he grew up being able to cook, because if he wanted to eat that way, he had to learn to do it, is what his mother said.
More mothers should do that. It's such an important way to pass down cultural heritage, is through food.
Yes,
and to experience someone else's cultural heritage, which I know a lot of people do enjoy at Chinese New Year, eating Chinese food.
Well, it was a very fun event to do this. We all got together. He showed us how to make the wontons. We filmed it. He also shared his story of how his family came to Colorado via the East Coast and China. And so it's a good time for us, again, to be a family, our family here. Yes. So we get to see this video and learn how to make dumplings, wonton, and shumai all at one time, which makes up dim sum, if you've heard that term before.
Yes, yes.
So that was his wonton soup. So the Chinese New Year is a real spectacular event for us. It's not just one day. It takes place over many weeks. And it starts before the event, where you are prepping certain foods. You are also cleaning your house. It's an important thing to clean your house before the new year.
Ooh, that's a good reminder to all of us.
Yeah, it's the ward off
Fresh
the evil,
start.
right? It's also, we do the celebratory things the day before the new year. So sort of New Year's Eve, which is lighting all the fireworks, 100,000 firecrackers, doing the food that you see you know, you have to have a fish, you have to have a noodle for long life, you have to have dumplings, things like that. And then there's certain delicacies they only bring out at New Year time. If you wanted to eat it some other time of the year, people would say, that's just for New Year's. It's
Ah,
mochi balls with peanuts, things like that. And then the day of New Year, you eat pretty much vegetarian. You calm it down. You're quiet.
mm,
And
mm,
if you go to a typical Chinese house, you'll see a lot of signage, red paper with gold characters on it, and it's warding off the evil spirits to that house. And
mm,
they keep it up for quite a while. Also, the children get what's called a red envelope. It's very important.
mm.
That's a big ceremonial thing. And usually people would put money in that envelope and they give it to the children as a gift.
It's so beautiful listening to you just very quickly distill for us some of these practices that are part of your heritage and part of the way that Chinese culture marks time. And
Yes.
so many cultures have different ways of marking the passage of time. And I think you guys all felt New Year in a different way this year, a desire for something fresh, for a new energy, for the new energy to rebuild after what we've experienced. But it's so beautiful the way you are able to share with us the way Chinese culture does those things, and incredibly generous of the Colorado Springs Chinese Cultural Institute to invite the entire region and beyond to celebrate Chinese New Year, the Year of the Ox, beginning this February 6th. Thank you so much, Rhonda, and thank you to everyone at the Chinese Cultural Institute here in Colorado Springs. And I would encourage you to visit them at cscci.org. And they don't know that I'm going to do this, but I'm going to ask you to make a donation to Colorado Springs Chinese Cultural Institute to thank them for being a valued part of our region, for being wonderful neighbors, for sharing their culture with us through the Chinese New Year celebration. And of course, you can find all the details about the event at peakradar.com.